Commission has found reasonable grounds to believe that Israeli security forces committed serious violations of human rights and international humanitarian law. That may amount to crimes against humanity.
We are saying that they have intentionally shot children, they've intentionally shot people with disabilities, they've intentionally shot journalists.
In the context of the large-scale protest that started in the Gaza Strip on 30 March last year. The Commission undertook an objective investigation of the incidents which occurred at these demonstration sites from 30 March to 31 December.
We found that 189 Palestinians were killed, 183 of them with live ammunition, and this included children, people with disabilities, journalists and paramedics. We also found that 6,106 people were injured by Israeli snipers shooting at protesters with live ammunition. By the end of the year, 122 of these people had suffered amputations. These included 20 children. The journalists were all marked with press vests that we investigated. And the people with disabilities, as I said, a double amputee in a wheelchair, a person using crutches, they were visibly that. And they're being shot at by snipers. The vast majority of demonstrators were not involved in any form of violence. There were women and children present. There were people having poetry readings, playing music, waving flags, things that can't in any way be considered to be violent. So I think the characterization of all the demonstrators as violent, we wouldn't agree with.
And specifically to the government of Israel, we recommend that they lift the blockade on Gaza immediately. They ensure that those injured at the demonstration sites are granted prompt exit permits to access medical care.
Now, Bill Maher and Sam Harris will say that that's anti-Semitic and they're nuts and that those Palestinians are the ones causing all the trouble and it's the crazy Muslim religion and Arabs and all that crazy and we're the good guys. We're the good guys. Except they're not. They're the worst scum of the earth, war criminals, shooting children and journalists. So do you see how hypocritical the United States press can be and certain comedians and intellectuals? Do you see how the mental gymnastics and craziness they do to justify shooting children and journalists and medics? That's what they're doing. That's what's happening. So if, again, the mainstream, if you say this on CNN, they'll fire your ass like they did Lamont Hill.